What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Helgar's Hole. My name is Splattercat, and we are here at the Nerd Castle today with another episode of Banished. I know it's been a little while, so in the previous episode, things have been going pretty well for us. I think we definitely made kind of a 180-degree turn. Things were going really badly, like 4 episodes ago, where we had like 20 food left, and we were really kind of on that precipice of just falling off and dying and becoming extinct and then becoming fossils. And so, since I don't want to be a fossil, I definitely want to remain alive as long as possible. I mean, definitely not going to have any Chicxulub situations here. I think what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to focus on expanding. Now, there's a couple things that we want to take note of in this first little bit of the episode. Number one is that our school is totally backlogged. I think we have enough labor right now to where we can maybe get away with putting in another school. And given the way that our population density is going, I think we may want to drop a school in over here somewhere. So let me go ahead, and I think it's under this menu. Yes, no, maybe? School. There you are. Escuela. Let's put another escuela right there. And then once that's been built, how many builders do I have? 4? Fantastic. We've already got people on the job. We're killing it today, guys. We are killing it. Absolutely killing it. So hopefully nothing terrible happens. Jen Carly has replaced, was Hard a male? Because if he was a man named Hard, I mean, it definitely sets, God forbid he should ever have to use Viagra or anything like that. It's just going to cause people to scratch their heads. Well, I guess it's going to scratch his significant other to scratch their head. And anyways, it definitely sets you up for the future. It's like naming yourself successful. It's like, well, I really feel like the overall trajectory of my life has been dictated for me. This is disappointing. I don't like it. If I want to be a failure, I goddamn well am going to be a failure. That's my choice. Leave me to it. We've got ourselves another trader who's coming in by boat. And where is... Oh, he's already here. Okay, he's got chickens. Chickens would be a cool investment. I don't know if chickens are going to be useful. Do they produce eggs? I bet they will. Part of me kind of wants to do it. We've got 260 wool coats, so what's the worst that could happen? Let's go up to a number that's divisible by 400. We'll just start off with a couple. Well, I don't know. Maybe do like... Is that going to hurt me at all? I don't think that's going to like destroy me or anything. We're a little bit low on coats. Maybe I should avoid spending that much, but... There we go. Let's do... Yeah, let's get like 6 chickens. Whatever. That'll be cool. I don't know. So we'll trade those off, and then now what I need to do is we need to give ourselves a little bit of time before we restock shirts. Our shirts are inadequate at the moment. It's definitely not an outlet store in here. We are shirtless. We've got about 50 shirts left, and that's going to hurt us. So we spent a little bit of money. There's some chickens right there. Let's put in another chicken farm. Let's do it. I'm going to go to the food menu, and we're going to put in another pasture. And let's just do a big old banger of a pasture right here. So there's a 20 by 20. Yeah, sure. Why not? And then we'll call that a chicken pasture as soon as it gets built. We've got 4 builders. That's all we've got. Okay, so we've got a little bit of time. We could lose our chickens. We could lose our chickens. That would be awful. That would be absolutely non-fortuitous. Muhammad has become a student. Now then. Come on, guys. Oh my god, I hate how long it takes. Like, I would assign more builders if I knew it would get the job done faster. But the fact of the matter is, we've got 76 logs here that need to be moved around, and nobody is doing it, even though we have builders on the job. Like, where are these guys at? Chickens are dying for your sins right now. Chickens are dying for you. And I feel like you should probably care a bit more than you do. Our farmers are maxed out. So that's good. Lots of deaths in the spring. I guess the people are just allergic to the sunlight here. We have a colony full of vampires sitting around just like, bleh, no sunlight, bleh. Come on, get it done. There are logs right here. It's not a long walk. I mean, I really feel like you should be able to accomplish this very quickly. Chickens, don't die on me, chickens. Believe, chickens, hold on. I believe in you, chickens. Deep down, I'm just dancing the dance of chickens right now, which is difficult to do with my hand on a mouse and my mouth in front of a mic. It is very difficult. So think about that for a little bit. I'm going above and beyond to ensure that these chickens get to this patch. Build faster. Build the faster. You will build the pasture. And you will build it now. Work to live, live to work. Oh, I hate my builders so much right now. I'm so disgusted with my builders. On such a just... My hate is forged in an adamantium rage right now. Oh, there's no way it should take that long. Come on. We need more builders. Do it faster. I demand it. Why did the number drop? Come on, did the wood rot or something? What happened? It went from like blah to blah. I know that doesn't sound like much of a status change from blah to blah, but it's definitely a status change in my mind. Chickens, are you still alive? Okay, good. Whew. Come on, chickens. There we go. So let's move the chickens on over to here now. 66 chickens, hell yeah. So we can have a lot of chickens over here. How many farm hands do they want us to have? Sure, let's do 2 more farm hands. Whatever, I don't care. We'll drop the builder count on down. We need to allocate somebody to be a teacher over here. I've forgotten my chicken-filled rage. There are very few things that I care about in life, and buffalo wings are one of them. So if we can get ourselves stocked up on chickens, I feel like that's going to be... Oh, they're going on their own. Those deep-sinking chickens. The chickens that are made of lead. I know for a fact that chickens float. Don't ask me how I know, but I've seen chickens swim before. They can do it briefly. They don't like to do it, but they can. I mean, if you've got a large puddle, I have seen chickens do kind of a floating maneuver. It wasn't... Ooh, we're low on food right now. How's this harvest going? Is it going okay? Well, I think we've got enough farm. I think we had this problem in the last season too, where it seemed like we weren't getting enough food, and then once we actually downstocked everything, we had like a huge surplus. So since we're swapping over from like a gathering economy on over to a farming economy, we're gonna have seasons of plenty punctuated by not having a whole lot of food left. So we're gonna have that brief like, oh god moment where we sit in the corner just like, I don't know if we're gonna have enough corn. Like, do we have enough? I don't know. And I think everything's pointing to that, yeah, we are gonna have enough food. I am waiting to see how high this number is, though, because we just broke even on what we were at the end of the winter. So it looked like everybody restocked at the end of the winter. We do still have some apple farms to go. We've still got some other things over here, too. So they should be able to get a lot of this done before the winter gets here. At least my fondest hope is that they'll get it all done. If I can't get all this stuff hauled, I'm going to have to start thinking about another solution here to get everything done. But yeah, we came out with like maybe a 4,000 surplus. Pretty soon it's going to be late autumn and things are going to start rotting on us. What can you do? Cornfield over here might not make it. Up here at the top of the screen, how are we doing with all these farms too? These are still... Okay, so squash is still giving us a little bit of a problem. That's all done. That's all done. So we came out with about 3,000, 4,000 extra food. I think we could do probably with a few more... I don't know how the chicken farming is going to work. I'm hoping that they go quickly, like they start breeding very, very rapidly. In my experience, it's not hard to go from like 10 chickens to 20 chickens in the course of like 1 year. Chickens do lay a lot of eggs, and if you let them fertilize them and get their job done, I have a friend who's a chicken farmer. That's how I know. He's not like a mass industrial chicken farmer, but they have like a little chicken farm in the back where they, yeah, it looks like they breed pretty quickly. So there's 2 more chickens already. Although we do have a pretty large field, they won't start culling these until we max out the field. We've also got 20 cows over here. A friend of mine said that once you had maxed out your cows, they're an amazing supply of like everything you need. Like they give you an incredible amount of food. Like each cow, I think he said something along the lines of each cow gives you like 720 beef. It's something huge. It's a giant number, but then again, they breed a lot slower and they mature a lot slower than some of our other, I guess, equestrian individuals. I don't know if they count as equestrian. Bovine. There we go. They're bovine. They're not equestrian. We've got this little space over here. I may put in a new farm over here. Maybe, I don't know, just something to be worked. Let me just give myself a little 11 by 12 right there, and we can call it a corn farm. Let's go ahead and increase that by like 2. And where does that, I closed down my window again. I keep doing that. I keep closing all of my pertinent information. I always thought that pertinent was a word that sounded as though it was poking you. Like it definitely has like that porcupine quality. I guess it's the hard P. They did a study a while back where, what is this guy trading? He's got sheeps. Don't need you. Go away. We have plenty of sheep. And also, what are we doing on shirts? Okay, so I can finally restock this. So let's go back and let me take a look at my stocks first and foremost. Where is our town center? There it is. So with our town center, our inventory is looking like we have a lot of wool coats. I'm going to put... We've got a couple warm coats, but those are going to be taken first because they're more useful than the others. We actually don't have a ton of wool right now, which means we're going through it at a pretty good pace. Let's maybe think about somebody else's die. What did he die of? Old age. Lamond the Laborer. Sounds like a classy guy. Lamond sounds like the guy that might serve you wine. He's like, my name is Lamond. Let me serve you your Cabernet. But then again, maybe I'm just being stereotypical or something. Let's take a wool coat, and we'll put 100 wool coats in there just for now. We'll just have them migrate those on over. We just want to think about maybe putting in a market down here because we are going to be expanding our city-state down in this location. The houses are looking pretty full, so let's get the builders going with some new houses. We've got a little bit of extra time. And so I think, let me, yes, I always forget my keys. I'm playing so many different games right now that my keys are just kind of evading. Oh, man, I don't want that house right there. That house is in a sucky spot. That spot sucks like a vacuum. Like one of those vacuums with the rolly ball on the bottom. I saw that on late night TV the other night because I'm an insomniac and I don't sleep, so I'm like vastly educated when it comes to like infomercials and things of that nature. Like I know what products are on offer. I'm just like, oh yeah, I've seen that thing. I've totally seen that thing. Seen it on TV style type stuff. I don't sleep very much, so it leaves me with a lot of extra time to watch ridiculous TV. It's not so bad once you get used to it because you kind of feel like you're running on an optimal. A lot of people get bummed out by the fact that they can't sleep. I take it the other direction. I'm just like, it's a bonus. It's like one of those things that I'm really, really good at. Like when I'm allocating my skills in the RPG, it's just like, it doesn't need to sleep much. He's perfectly fine. He's learned to function on 4 hours of sleep tonight. Doesn't even get anxious or frustrated about it anymore. It's just like, whatever. If I don't sleep, I don't sleep. That just means I get more work done. You flip that around, and we'll maybe do a couple right here. And there are going to be things... Oh, we've got a lot of builders, so let's go ahead and allocate builders for the moment. And I'd like to get... We're in the middle of winter right now. I'd like to get these done a little bit more rapidly. A firewood chopper down here would probably do us pretty well, too, since there's not a lot of firewood. Or maybe just a market. A market's going to allow us to draw from all the other places, too, and just get ourselves... The places that have way too much firewood can donate and help us out, because we are sitting at a lot of firewood from other... Okay, let's do it. Let's put in a market down here, and the market is located... Let's forget where the market's at every single time. Luckily, there's not a whole lot of buildings on offer. Oh, I don't need a trading post. I need a market. There we go. We will take this space, and we will mark it for a market. There we are. And so now we've got a lot of stuff to get done. I'm going to allow the builders to do their thing, and we're just going to hang out, and we're going to talk for a few brief moments, because there's not a whole lot of other stuff going on. Food is dropping off, but I feel like with where our society's at, we have pretty much made headway, a permanent headway. We've got ourselves a little bit of defilade for the oncoming bullets of starvation, the bolts of starvation, the spears, or no, spears doesn't, it's not alliterative. No, I can't come up with alliteration right now, so I'm just going to keep on moving. Our builders are going to do their thing. They're going to tap out this location right here. I hope that he's not hauling back to here. It looks like he is. Disappointing, to say the least. Maybe I'll put in another wood chopper over here. Or maybe over... We already got one. So we've already allocated all the wood choppers that we're going to need for all of the cool buildings that we're going to need. Cows are getting there. This graveyard is looking as though it's going to fill up in the next little bit. We've got like 50 more dead people that we can allocate. How is this school doing up here? It's got 7 students. Okay, that's better than having no students. We've got 37 people ready to replace the dead anyways, so we've got a little bit of time before we're going to have to deal with the fact that we've run out of laborers. Because obviously we're going to turn all of these guys back into laborers once they're done building. I was hoping that at some point you would have a game in which you could allocate each individual person. When I first played the game, I was like, it'd be cool if I could tell each person what they were good at, and they all had their own skill levels. Now seeing how many people you have, probably not going to work. Probably not going to work. That's probably a terrible idea, so don't listen to me, developers. I'm an idiot. I am a worm beneath your giant boot of development. I'm going to start dividing some of this area up to make it a little bit more efficient with regards to how we're going to be using the land. We're going to be putting in more farms over here, just so you know. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. And now that we have the market, we don't necessarily need to have this right here anymore. Now, these guys should go to all ends of the kingdom to bring you just a diverse... Like, I hope that in the future, what they'll do is we want, like, a certain amount of food here. It'll take count of the amount of houses in the area. It'll give you that much food. And then it'll also grab firewood and things. That is my hope. I'm going to allow him to keep on shopping with the fuel limit at 2,500. Little bit of a drop-off over the last season. I think that is going to be the next concern that we want to allocate ourselves towards. So once we get further on into the game, we'll start thinking about where we want to go with our firewood. On this side, we've got nobody working here, so let's maybe put in 2 more people for the markets. This one's going to take 1, so now we'll just go 1 person. Let them run stuff from all over the kingdom. Have him do our legwork. He will be our Nike. Or no, Nike's the goddess of victory. What's the name of the guy? I can't remember the name of the guy who ran all the way to tell the... Was it? Oh my god, I can't remember the name. It's embarrassing me. Anyways, he ran a really, really long ways to deliver the message that the Greeks had won a battle or that the enemy was coming or something along those lines. And he ran so hard that he delivered the message and then he died at the feet of the person that he gave the message to. And I'm like, wow, that doesn't seem like a positive thing for the guy that ran the message. Like, you'd hope that that would turn out better for him. I guess not. Let's drop off some of these laborers. Good, we've got 36 laborers ready to go. What is he selling us? He's selling us all kinds of random goodies, and for now what we want to start waiting out on is getting ourselves some new types of seed. We need to diversify our seed supplies so that when our seed hits the earth it's not fallow, and we have like a diversity of goods, so that our seed is potent, as every man might hope, I guess. I don't know, maybe you don't want to have kids. I don't judge, I don't even care. I might not even have kids. I'm one of those people that's just like, I don't know. I had ice cream for dinner last night, and I play video games all day, every day. I'm not sure that I'm built to have a child. I was like, you know what? Cereal's on top of the cupboard, kid. Later. I can't do it right now. I'm in PvP. I feel like I would be a bad parent. And so I'm going to make that desperate step that like most bad parents don't make and just like not have kids. Like, eh. I see the conclusion that's coming here. I see the storyline that's about to play out. And I don't want to have one of those little kids who's like 8 years old and everybody looks at him and they're like, oh yeah, he's going to jail. There's no way that kid's not going to jail. He's 4 years old and I can tell you he's going to be incarcerated by the time he's 14. I'm not trying to be negative here, but that's where he's going. People used to talk about me like I was one of those little kids because I was always in trouble when I was like 15 or 16. Then again, I had good parents, so I guess it kind of comes down to the kid eventually. Do you have a troublemaker-ass kid? Looking around, other things we need to start looking at. Our iron supply is still kind of terrifying. I'll definitely throw that on the table right now and be like, our iron supply is looking a little bit dubious by nature, and I think it might be a good idea to put in another iron mine, like right there. Another iron mine. So we'll put in an iron mine right there, and once the iron mine is built, we'll get ourselves some more iron. Some more iron, as our people like to call it. Our people have developed a thick accent, and so it's very difficult to tell what they're saying at any given moment. They're like, we have ourselves an iron mine, and once we get the iron mine done, we're gonna go get some kern. You wanna eat some kern in the iron mine? I'm just like, oh my god, what the hell did he just say? I've got a translator now. I'm disconnected from my people because I still sound noble. I'm sitting around just, you know, I've got a little bit of a parasol in the sunlight. I'm like, you there, I would like you all to go and harvest everything that's in front of us. Make sure that it is done by the end of the winter, or we will beat you. We shall beat you mightily. And you've got to be extra airy when you say the word. You go, mightily. Mightily when you say it. That's how you sound noble. That's how I imagine myself as a noble. They're like, alright guys, we got to go to the iron mine to eat corn. He says, let's get the farm done. It's not a farm, it's a firm. Get the firm done, the kern firm. I'm going to have way too much fun with that right now. I can tell already. This is one of those side stories that develops around the way that our city grows that just makes me scoff. I'm just like, it makes me giggle because it's going to like supply me with personal entertainment. That's the thing that I really like about LPing is I entertain myself as I entertain you. And since I'm a person that's just bored like 24 hours out of the day, I'm always bored. I don't know what it is. I could be doing things I enjoy and I'm still like 40% to 50% bored at any given moment. I've never figured out how to like circumnavigate that. Never figured out how to alleviate that problem. How are we doing? Okay, so they've got a little bit of food down and in here. A lot more corn than anything else. I think it's because they're not really pulling from the storage barn, so we may want them to... We've got apples. Okay, I'm happy. I like everything that's going on right there. We might also think about... I don't know where all these logs came from. It may have come from when I deforested this massive area. And in my haste, that may have been a bad decision. But if I develop all this area, I'll put in a tunnel, and then I'll put in another logger down here. Not a logger as in beer, but a logger as in a guy that goes out and lumberjacks. That's all. He jacks that lumber. He gets all up in that lumber and he just jacks it like, there you go. There's your obligatory immature joke for the day. We've got ourselves another merchant. And our merchant wants to sell us seeds. And so what can I get away with the merchant? We've got 1,500 units. I should probably allocate a bit more, but we'll dismiss him for now because he's already got stuff that we already have. He's got squirsh and he's got kern. With these houses, how are these filling up? Are they doing okay? I want to make sure that we've got like places ready. I may want to put in another boarding house over here too. Just in case, so that we have a setting for all of our ancient Oliver's... I'm sorry, all of our Oliver Twist type stories. And the boarding house is right there. Will it fit? No, it won't fit. That's disappointing. Alright, well, we'll put the boarding house right there. Good. I don't know. I'm working on my Scottish accent right now. As you're an LPer, you start working on like other things. That's one of the things. I'm in the shower and I just mess around with accents because I also like writing like humorous stuff. Like I've fiddled with comedy writing and stuff of that nature. Not to a huge extent. Like I do collect a paycheck for some of the jocular stuff that I write, but not very often. It's not one of those things that I fall back on. But I do write jokes and stuff every now and again. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll give it to you for like what, 40 bucks. There you go. You can have the joke. I don't care. It's not something that, ooh, we got an achievement. What is this? Foodie. That means we've got something. I don't know what foodie means. It doesn't explain right here. And then I got to go into Steam to figure out what it is that I've done. I'm going to allocate maybe... There we go. We're going to give ourselves some more earners. Because we've got way too many laborers right now. Strangely enough, with the accent, laborer doesn't change that much. They tried to change it to lerberer, but it just took too much work. Like, you've got to put like one of those... I forget what it's called. It's a glottal stop, lerberer. A glottal stop is where you're like, uh-oh. And so you got to put in a glottal stop. My people weren't fans of that. They were like, a glottal stop? That sounds too fancy for us. Kill the glottal stop wearer. And so they killed the guy who had the glottal stop, and then they're kind of ignorant like that. Just be aware that my people are very, very ignorant. Like, when it comes to ignorant, if there was like a bar graph, it would go like this for like education, and then for like ignorance, it would just be like boom, and it would just stay flat along the top, and it would never drop off like that. That's me putting my mouse somewhere where I needed to use it. So eventually my mouse needs to come down to the bottom here and work on stuff. That's not the graph. I just wanted to clarify, just in case people weren't totally clear on the whole thing. It's probably going to be in my best interest to put in another orchard down here. It's going to take us a while to get it grown. But I do like orchards once we have them, so... Go, get off my clicker. You're being overly sticky, sir. We're putting in a pecan farm down here. And we'll put in like another one. Well, I don't know, like a... Yeah, let's keep it lined up, maybe like a 9 by... Ooh, what is that doing right there? Keep it lined up with the road. We'll do a bunch of like 10 by 10s down here. And we'll call that one a... apple. We'll call that one... That's not a build yet. Okay, give me some builders. Hold on, builders. Get to your job right now. Looks like we do have a food reserve, but you can't click that to figure out where it's at. Oh, no, it's just our general food reserves. Okay. So we are cutting it a little bit close. We may want to consider putting in some other people that can do some hunting in here, or maybe some gathering. We've already got a gatherer's hut. How's her season looking right now? Her season's looking pretty good. Let's put in a gatherer's hut up here. So if there's one thing I know, it does help out. Put in a gatherer's hut right there. We've got one right there already. We may be able to sneak another... Oh, no. We've got one right there. We've got one right there. This one may not... We could put one in this back right corner, too. So let's put another gatherer's hut over here, maybe. Sorry, kitty. I can't talk to you right now. My cat's trying to have a conversation with me, and I feel as though she's probably going to, like, try and sabotage this episode in some fashion, because that's what she does. Like, she doesn't really take no for an answer. She's very rapey when it comes to love. For example, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. All that matters is that she wants to be petted right now, and so she'll just come up and... She has this thing that she start... Oh my god, like, what is wrong with this cat? So, she's developed this new habit, and I haven't talked to you guys about this. Blacksmith. Okay, well, we've got a new blacksmith, too, I guess. Or we've gotten a blacksmith award. Maybe we're really, really good at blacksmithing. I don't know what goes into being amazing at blacksmithing. We're making swords that have awesome names in that are being included in folklore now. Or folklore, as my people like to call it. Where is that? I know that I told you to build one right here. Where is it? Have you guys even gotten out here yet? Oh, they haven't even gotten out here yet. Okay, so that's a problem. I know the reserve of food is low. I am perfectly aware of the situation. I'm making changes accordingly. Maybe increase that by like 2, just to make sure that everything is being worked. These are little fields, so you don't need loads and loads of people working on them. The harvest is coming in, so this should help us out with any of our food problems. I do wish that you could link the markets. Like, you could click that and you could be like, link, and then you could draw a line to the market over here so that you would want exchange of goods so that they try to remain even with each other. This corn farm over here is going to help us too. I am happy that we got that done. And this nasty little hill right here. I'm still deeply wishing that we could get rid of that hill. I don't think this hole is going to fill itself in anytime soon. So that was probably a bad choice on my part. Everything's being harvested. We should survive. I hope. This is the yearly annual question. Is like, will we live through the next year? Stay tuned to find out. Builders? What are you building? What in the hell are you guys doing right now? Like, there's 3 of you. And I have a job for you. And I'm hoping that you'll decide to do it. I mean, the logs are already laying there for you, so there's not even a whole lot of legwork to be done right now. Ernie Birdie? No, I guess not. I'm going to increase that to 1,000 just to say that I did. We do have a lot of logs in certain locations. Oh, we may not need to chop firewood. Firewood may be okay. I don't know. They actually did a pretty good job of... We haven't even finished our harvest yet, and we're still hurting. Yikes. They're doing a pretty good... Oh, we caught a frost, too. Ooh, we may have a famine right now. I don't know. Depend how they can keep it even. Got another forester out here. Obviously, I'm going to allocate for another 4 people to start gathering food. I don't really have a choice. Let's start thinking about alternate options. I don't think I allocated... There we go. We need to allocate fishermen to there. He's going to be running fish a little bit farther than I'd like. We've also got this land developed down here. And it's not going to hurt us to put in a couple of fishermen down in this region. Give ourselves some extra food flow, especially since we're in a spot where we've got a lot of extra labor. So let's do that. And then the other thing that I would consider is possibly putting hunting lodges in around so that we can have even more hunting getting done. There are some deer over here, but there's not a ton of them, which makes me worried that we would hunt them out. I want to find a location where there's lots of deer. Like, what was your production? 1,000 for last season? So we might think about putting one over here. And there it is. And so I think that's going to be the last thing we do in this episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Helgar's Hole. This is Banished by Shining Rock Studios. I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough. I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and so I hope you're having fun as well. I know the series is probably getting a little old at this point since we just kind of do the same things over and over again. But such is the downfall of the game. Take care out there, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Hi-do.